Scorpio, welcome to your May 2025 general love reading. This is your girl, Mermaid Scales Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me here. Guys, thank you so much. I know I have been away. I just had my firstborn son and it was a little unexpected. He came March 26th. The due date was in April, so it was a lot to handle, but I am here. I needed the time I had to take in order to take care of myself, my son, and really, guys, I appreciate you so much for understanding, for your sweet, loving, kind messages. Thank you so much. I'm blessed to have you guys. I'm blessed to have my son, and I can't wait for this new beginning. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into your reading. This is a general love reading for the Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and or any other strong placement for the sign of Scorpio. This is a general reading, so please keep that in mind, to only take what resonates with you and leave what doesn't for someone who really needs to hear this message. Hi, Cross Watchers, you're very welcome here. If you're interested in a Scorpio, who wouldn't be? I'd like to remind Scorpio and Cross Watchers that energy is fluid. And this simply means you may feel like I'm describing a certain situation on the reading where you may feel the roles are flipped or reversed. That's completely okay. You're more than welcome to use your own discretion to flip those roles if that resonates with your specific situation the best. All right, Scorpio, let's go ahead and get your reading started. I'm first going to use my sound bowl here to clear, set the energy, and do a mini meditation with you guys. But if you just want to jump right on into the card pull to see what the cards have to say, go ahead and check the pinned comment below with all the timestamps. For those of you who are with me now, thank you so much for joining me. It really does help me connect to your energy by doing this. So I'm going to ask everyone to take a deep breath in. I'm going to ring the sound bowl 3 times, and during that time, I just want you to open up your energy to ask the questions you may have in regards to your love life, and we will see what Spirit has to say. So let's go ahead and take that deep breath in. And tune into the energy of Scorpio. How interesting. I mean, literally the only thing I really saw was like Z's. So I wonder if someone has Z, first, middle, last initial, as in Zoe, as in Zach, that could be you or the person that wants to connect to this connection or this energy of the reading. But then I kind of feel like someone is sleeping. I don't know if you feel like there has been like no response in something that you sent out, or they feel like you haven't responded. I wonder if there's been a recent sleepover you've had with this person up until like even like last weekend or just very recently, and they've been kind of thinking about that. But I'm really curious. I almost wonder if some of you are getting a little bit bored of a connection here, or you feel like it's kind of hit a plateau and you're wondering if they are going to kind of do anything more about this, or if it's just going to be where it's at. That's how I feel here. And someone could even snore while they sleep, and that is just a confirmation for someone out here about who I'm talking about. That's all Spirit showed me, and that's very curious because I wonder, it's kind of like, fill me in. Like, what are we going to do? Is this it? That's how it feels. I wonder if I need to just kind of go in with the cards and see what the cards have to say before I speak any further, because that could just be one interpretation of this energy I'm already tapped into, whereas someone could have an entirely different thing. They think it may be going great. So let's see what the cards have to say. Hopefully some things will pick up in the month of May for you guys. Let's see. Tell me about this energy for Scorpio. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. What is happening in their love life in the month of May? Who is coming in for their reading in the month of May? Eagle. Oh, powerful. I love that for you guys. And it says, you will soar toward your destiny with greater clarity and strength. So there's something taking off here, like this eagle is on flight. And I feel as if there's a lot that will be happening that will help you kind of take off on this level. So I wonder if something has been stuck, something's been complacent, or something just hasn't been happening in your love life. But I feel very much air energy with this. So you could be dealing with a Gemini, Aquarius, or a Libra, or you could have strong air in your chart. But I feel as if there's some sort of message or some sort of awakening or some sort of understanding about the situation you're in your love life currently, that once you see it that way, there's no going back, and you're looking to, elevate this, or to elevate yourself, or to elevate your situation here. I wonder if there's a conversation that's going to be had that's going to give you this greater clarity of where you're at in your love life, or where someone sees you in their love life. Tell me more about this energy. There's something about someone's nose. I wonder if someone has allergies right now, or there's a very distinct thing about someone's nose. It could be pierced. It could have like a deviated septum. But anyway, we have codependency. And it says addictions are affecting your romantic life. So this is how it kind of feels here. I feel with this combination so far is that there is an idea of you, Scorpio, or an idea of what you want to have in your love life that someone is very, very dependent on. And I wonder if someone has been really wanting something to work out here, and has been trying to stay to work, and has been overextending themselves in a way to make it work. And it feels very one-sided. And so I feel with that, someone could either be acting this way towards you, or you feel you've been putting a lot of effort in for no results, Scorpio. There could be someone who is partying a lot right now. There could be someone who has been doing, a lot of alcohol drinking, drugs, may have come back from like a festival and has been like not the same ever since. I don't know. I'm trying to pinpoint this energy here. But I kind of feel with this ego and codependency, there's a detachment from an idea of what something is supposed to be, and how it's supposed to happen, and how someone needs to be in my life. And I think someone's realizing here, if they're not going to change, the only thing I can do is change. Change the situation, change how I look at this, change how I want to feel about this. And if they want to upgrade with me, then they can. But I'm not going to stay where this is at, because it's not good for me. Wow, that's really powerful here. And I wonder for some of you, if you have already started to detach, they've been starting to get a little bit more dependent, codependent, sending multiple text messages, calling you multiple times, because they're seeing your absence now. But I felt like for a lot of you, you felt you didn't have a choice. It was either stay unhappy or try to expand. Go beyond the horizons here. And I think you did make that right choice, Scorpio, if you already did make the choice. But someone's feeling, anxious about it. Someone's feeling like they have to want to hold on to you and need you in their lives. Whoa, okay. Tell me more. What does this person want to say to Scorpio that they haven't said to Scorpio, that they need to say to Scorpio? I wasn't ready to connect. I am so sorry. Ooh, yeah. It's kind of similar to Taurus's reading, so I wonder if some of you are dealing with a Taurus, or someone with strong Taurus in their chart. If so, check out the Taurus reading to see if there's messages for you there. But it's kind of like this idea of, evolving and having a new version of yourself that they're not used to, right? It's kind of those similar parallels going on here. But Scorpio, I feel you have already been doing the acceleration. And you really have hit this awareness about someone, this perspective about someone that isn't going to change your mind now that you've seen it. Like, you're fully aware. Maybe that this person needs help. Maybe this person's just at a different vibration that I'm getting out of. I don't want to continue to live that way. I don't want to continue to have this connection this way. I'm good. And I think part of it is like they are seeing you detach. They're seeing you walk away, but they feel they're powerless, and they're not doing very, very well in this. So I think they want to give you space. They haven't been reaching out. They haven't been texting, or, the opposite, right? They've been, depending on the time frame you're in here, or they're like sending multiple text messages, like trying, if it's at the very beginning, to hold you in, to keep you in their lives. But I think, deep down, they knew they had the inability to connect in the deep level. They know your soul needs to connect. And they are sorry about it. They feel like they messed it up. They feel like, once again, they did something that sabotaged a connection. I feel this person, I don't know, has a lot of hurt and a lot of pain, and acts on that more so than acts on the greater good for the both of you. So I think you were right in making the decision you made. I wonder if this person is going to reach out to you and say sorry or try to restart something again. But they're still in that codependent space, Scorpio, and you need to be aware of that. Okay. Let's go ahead and get into the tarot. With the tarot, I'm going to ask how they feel about you right now. What do they think of you? What do they like about you? What do they not like about you? What do they like about the connection they have with you currently? And what do they not like about it? And what are their highest hopes and deepest fears in regards to this connection with you, Scorpio? What are they really hoping is going to happen and unfold between the two of you? And what are they afraid of? Whoa, yeah, I can see there's someone particularly here with the Three of Cups that wants a reconciliation, wants a reunion, wants to go back to where things were. And again, there's someone who like prioritizes going out, partying, drinking, having a good time, whatever. And it's just not in your vibration to be like that hard into it like this person is. Yeah, you like to have fun every now and then, but yeah, this person's kind of deep in whatever lifestyle they're choosing to live in right now. All right. So bottom of the deck, we have Temperance. This is powerful. Sagittarius energy, Libra energy for me as a reader. Why I say this is powerful is because I think, again, a lot of you, most of you that are connected to this reading have come to the realization that something was out of balance in this connection. And it feels more so in an emotional, spiritual way than it does like someone not, I guess, doing enough as far as like hanging out enough or hitting you up enough. And maybe the physical component was there. You guys hooked up, you would chill, you'd hang out. But there was like an emotional, spiritual reciprocation and understanding coming here. And I think that you, for this person, you really did try to be there for this person, to understand this person, to heal this person. But I think, Scorpio, a lot of you learned that really hard lesson that especially empaths go through, is that you cannot do the healing for someone else. They have to start and they have to do the bricks. You can help guide where they put the bricks to build, you know, the healing and to start the, you know, beginning blocks of it, but you can't do it for them. And I think with that patience, it was starting to wear down. And I think for some of you guys, you kind of pulled away silently. And it would have been maybe because you don't want to hurt their feelings, or you knew it was just not going to, you know, go over well, especially if they weren't willing to hear your side or to hear, you know, anything other than I'm still in this, I want to be with you. But I feel with Temperance here, there was an understanding that you needed to start pulling away and to heal yourself from the disappointment of what this person couldn't do for themselves and ultimately build for the two of you. So you've taken that time and you've taken that break, I see, for a lot of you. And I think this person thought the break would be over by now, and it hasn't been. And now they're kind of in damage control. Because how they feel about you right now is the Knight of Swords. Gemini energy. Sorry, I have to censor these for YouTube community guidelines. In their heart space, they feel this sense of need to fix this, an urgency to, you know, kind of go in and to say what they have to say. If they can only convince you, if they can only get you to see their side. But again, the things you've gone through with this person, I would say, is pretty shocking. And I feel like the story you've told other people about like instances, situations, events that happened where this person, I don't know if they were under the influence or what, but like really acting out and really, you know, saying things that hurt you or doing things that hurt you. I think your family members and friends were kind of shocked to hear that and gave you another perspective. Like, no, Scorpio, this is not how it should be. This is not normal. So I feel in the heart space, how they feel right now is a little bit like, okay, I need Scorpio back. I need to convince Scorpio to come back. That's in their heart. And it is a little bit self-centered here. Because it's looking at like, I just need you and that's all I want and that's all I need. But what about you, Scorpio? They do become a little bit possessive of you in a way. There is someone in bed, in the bedroom, that likes to pull on here. I'll leave it at that because it's YouTube. It's got to be PG-13. But you'll know if it's for you, if that resonated. What they think about you and think about this connection is the Three of Cups. Cancer energy, yeah. So they're thinking of a way to reunite. They're thinking of a way to reconnect. Because, yeah, they have gone through the strategy in their heart of being like, okay, I could have done this wrong. I could have done that wrong. If I just say sorry and if I just, tell them I want to change, Scorpio should be fine with that. And so I do feel like they want to reach out, or they have reached out or will reach out to kind of say like, look, yeah, I wasn't in a good place before. I'm sorry about that. But they just think it'll be that easy to reconnect for whatever reason. And so they think about, maybe there's something they know you're going to. If you guys live in the same city, know the same people, there may be an event going on, a friend's party or some sort of event happening in the city you live in. They're hoping to see you there. They're hoping to reconnect with you there, for those of you that may be planning to go to this. So be aware of that. But overall, generally, yeah, it's definitely the thought of reuniting with you that has been on their mind every day. What they like the most about you is the 10 of Pentacles. Virgo energy. Some of you could have Virgo rising, Virgo moon. But yeah, it's kind of like you were the person they thought they were going to end up with in the long run. They thought that you guys would be the forever commitment. You would always be there. That you guys would, maybe move in together. Maybe start a long-term partnership, get married one day. If it's in the cards for you, have kids one day. They thought that was going to be the long run here. This person could come from wealth. They could have, parents that had really lucrative jobs, or a business or something. So I'm just getting that confirmation here intuitively. And I think that they were hoping that they could have shared that with you. But I feel with this 10 of Pentacles, they did see you as husband-wife material. And I think that that's why they're so fixated on still keeping you, Scorpio. They may be afraid they're not going to find another husband-wife material person here that fits all their needs and wants the way you did. They love the way you dress. They love the way you look too. And that is a little bit surface level, but I'm just confirming what I'm feeling here for some of you guys. They like the way you did your hair, particularly how you styled it, or what you did recently with it. I don't know. I'm feeling that for some. And I'm also seeing sushi. I wonder if that's someone you guys last time went to sushi, or someone can't stand sushi. I don't know. Again, all confirmations for someone out there about who I'm talking about, if it's meant for you. But what they don't like about you is the devil. Capricorn energy. Okay, so how do I explain this? I feel as if with this person, they don't like the fixation and the obsession that they have with you, but yet they put the blame on you for having it. Okay, let me try to figure this out. So you are someone that they're fixated on. I would say even at this point, a little bit borderline obsessed, checking your social media, rereading the texts you guys sent each other before someone went silent, asking people about you a lot. And so they are kind of hating themselves for having this obsession, for not getting you off their mind. And it makes them angry. And they kind of just, in a way, put the blame on you, being like, well, if only Scorpio texted, or if only Scorpio saw this way. I think it's that you're not giving them what they want. So they're reacting in a way that is putting the obsession of not letting go onto you. That's how I feel for most of you. I gotta say, for some of you who were romantically intimate with this person, you were really, really good in bed. And they know they're not going to find someone with that sexual compatibility that you have, Scorpio. Wow. What they like the most about this connection is the Four of Cups. Cancer energy. Now, I'm just going to say this as they see it, and not everyone's perspectives of us is what we feel happened or is what we feel is true. But they may have felt for a while during the connection, you were kind of complacent with how they were acting or how they were living, how they chose to, go out and, just hope that you would be up late enough for them to come over afterwards. And they like the fact that there wasn't a lot of confrontation at the time, drama at the time. And maybe you were bothered, but you didn't say anything or draw a line in the sand at the time that would make them have to stop a certain lifestyle or stop a certain way of being with you. Overall, you're like drama-free, Scorpio. But I think people take that for granted of being drama-free, that you would just be complacent with anything. And they learned that the hard way. That's not the case. What they don't like about this connection is the World card. Okay, so fixed energy, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, Taurus energy. So some of you particularly that are on social media or may even have like a social media following business, they hate seeing like people comment on your content with hearts and emojis and hate to see how well you're doing, or hate to see maybe that you are out without inviting them. They get FOMO. A lot of what they see online is what's hurting them currently about the connection. But that shouldn't mean you can't post it, right? So let me make that clear. But I'm just saying, for those of you that have, a very strong social media following or very active on social media, they hate that, they have this transparency into your life, but they can't stop looking at it. That's the truth here. Now, others of you, I think this is the eagle energy, right? Part of them is really worried that, you have elevated to this point where you don't need them in your lives anymore. You've been there, done that. You've sealed the book. You sent it back to the library. There's no returns. And I think that they're afraid that you are in this elevated level that they can't catch up to, that they can't get you to, come back down and see their perspective, and that you're on to the next, and that you're doing so many things in life. Some of you may have celebrated something very big in your life recently. I don't know, graduation, promotion, and they wish they could have reached out to you to say something, or they did and you ignored them. Highest hopes is the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Taurus energy. So that stuck energy, that sleeping on energy, that's how I was feeling in the mini meditation, right? Like they're hoping that something will happen, or that you will come back, or that you will wake up and, come out of this stagnant situation with them, or this lack of activity with them, lack of trying to initiate, anything with them, that will stop and put it to an end if they were to reach out to you, if they were to try more to fix this situation, that they can still pull this out of a disappointing rut. They're hoping that, you haven't just seen all that has grown with it, that you haven't just, made a decision already based off of what they've already provided for you, because they think they can provide more. Deepest fears is the Fool card. So Aries energy, Aquarius energy. They're afraid, you're on to the next already, maybe. I don't know, maybe they think you're hanging out with someone in particular that they're worried about. Maybe they've heard about it, see it on your social media, and they think you moved on pretty quickly. Again, whether that's true or not, I don't know, but that's just their perspective. They think you kind of dropped them like it's hot, moved on to the next, and they're afraid that, you're just in a whole new mindset, and that they're just a part of your past now. You're only looking forward into the future, and that you feel pretty excited about this. You feel ready for this, while they're still very, very stuck, very, very hurt, and very, very unable to move on without you, Scorpio. But they're worried that all they're going to see is just you fading away further into the future, while they're stuck in the present or the past. Damn. All right, Scorpio, to see the likely outcome of this situation, what is likely to happen and unfold from now till the end of the month, you need to be aware and know about what are they going to do, not do. What else can I tell you? We're going to get this all going in the Patreon extended reading. So if you'd like to join me for the extended reading, I'm going to overturn this card here to show you the likely outcome, pull some more tarot or occult cards to kind of give you further information. If you guys really felt this was your reading, I promise you'll get those answers and clarities there. If you'd like to join me, open up the description box of this video and you will find a link to Patreon that will take you to the extended reading. Also, guys, I have this new exclusive Patreon membership where if you love my content, love my extended readings, you guys can have a great deal where you can subscribe to a monthly fee of $11.11 every month to have access to all the extended readings I ever post, some exclusive content with me that I would only provide my Patreon subscribers, and a little bit more of a connection. I'll be on, chats and try to keep up as much as I can and have more of a personal connection to my biggest fans of Mermaid Scales Tarot. So if you're interested in the subscription, I'd check that out as well. But if this is where you depart, Scorpio, I really hope this resonated with you. I hope it's giving you the clarity, insight, healing, and guidance that you were looking for by watching this message. And if it has, please let me know. Drop a comment below, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. I love you, Scorpio, very much, and I'll see you next time. Take care, Scorpio.